How are you guys? It's been a month that I haven't go live like this. So I just done taking a bath because of the heat, because of the summer here in the Philippines. And I have to show you something. My mic got broke. Yeah, it's broken.
Coming from the Ohio River Valley, coming down from the St. Lawrence River Valley, coming up the eastern seaboard, all converging here in this area on top of Mount Washington.
Summer is really bad.
Change from the valley floor to the summit of Mount Washington is very significant for any mountain range. It's over 4,000 feet. So air is forced to go over the mountaintop and forced to squeeze in there, and is accelerated as it's squeezed over the mountaintop.
Today I'm gonna use this. This is
Desar. On the hour, 24 hours a day.
Desar sunscreen. But it's almost empty. Almost empty.
Ironically, Earth's uneven surface,
Sometimes
which channels winds into powerful gusts on Mount
when I
Washington,
use this, I always
knocks them
sweat.
down over time.
Sweating a lot in the Philippines.
And this is the big difference between weather on Earth and weather on Neptune. Earth has mountains that slow winds down. Neptune is as smooth.
Good evening. Hello, Matthew. Breathing tune. How are you, Matthew? Okay, I will give. I will pin your link.
To get in their way. So what would an average Neptune wind speed of 850 miles an hour do to us?
Summer feels here in the Philippines. I don't go out today. Maybe I'll show you outside if you want.
Neptune on the Earth, we would probably start wiping out everything on the surface.
Still good afternoon here in the Philippines.
Neptune takes wind and transforms it into something extreme and almost unrecognizable.
Archie.
But orbiting just
Yes,
beyond the
tunay.
rings of Saturn is a small
Tunay yan. Wala ngang ano eh.
thing to bring.
Yan o, ang kapal.
This is Titan.
Kapal ng kilay ko.
Rain shower would turn Earth
I sometimes trim here or get hair kasi makapal.
It's a cloudy day, and a gentle rainstorm starts. Here on Earth, you grab your umbrella and consider it a minor inconvenience.
Masyado bang makapal?
And it's no
Sa camera,
ordinary
hindi.
rain. You're on Titan,
Natural yan.
a small moon of Saturn.
The problem is hindi siya tumutubo this part.
To protect you. The rules of Earth weather definitely don't apply here. But Earth and Titan are alike in a lot of ways.
Init. The summer strikes here in the Philippines.
A protected atmosphere.
Well, I will just
water. All these things make life on our
stay
planet
here
possible.
for a long
There's really nowhere
afternoon.
else quite like Earth anywhere in the solar system. But Titan comes close. Like Earth, it has a solid surface.
I usually did a live at the province house,
In general, very similar to Earth. In some ways, it's mainly nitrogen.
but I think
Earth's
it's been
atmosphere.
almost a
Very different
month
organic
already.
material, also like Earth's atmosphere.
But similar isn't the same.
It was
Here on Earth, our atmosphere has a huge supply of water in it all the time.
Pawis. Pawis
We
is
evaporate
real.
and raining back down.
See that?
Crowded mountain behind us. It rains over 40 feet a year here.
Earth's water cycle starts when warm, moist ocean air rises, forming clouds that eventually condense into rain. The rain falls back onto the land, where it eventually drains back into the ocean, starting the cycle again.
I will just do
When water
movie marathon. I don't know guys what you're doing, but yeah, we're just gonna do
into the atmosphere. And
movie
this
marathon
transfer of heat
today.
helps to moderate conditions
It's
on
gonna
Earth.
be a little bit boring because
Water stores as much as 80%
we
of the
cannot
sun's
even
heat,
go outside.
helping keep our temperatures steady from the equator to the poles. Scientists theorize that Titan might have water.
Oh, I'm so
or
sad
solid
because I broke already my wireless microphone that was given to me
2004, when NASA's Cassini
by
probe visited
someone.
Saturn, it found some pretty good evidence to support that idea.
If you went to Titan and you were looking at the landscape, you would see something that in some ways would look almost familiar to you. You might see big mountains and valleys that were carved out by running liquids.
In fact, as Cassini flew past
I
hazy
miss
Titan, its radar
vegetables
read the
with
surface below.
cocoa milk.
Scientists saw channels cutting across the surface, much like rivers on Earth do. Some as long as 900 miles. The first strong evidence of liquid on Titan.
There are large bodies of liquid on the surface of Titan. Nowhere else in the solar system except for the Earth are there any large bodies of liquid.
Could water, the liquid that carves Earth's mountains and valleys, also be carving these features on Titan's surface?
From Pangasinan,
Or could it be something else?
Dagupan. Shout out, Batang Ama. Hello.
That Titan is too far away from the sun.
Thank you.
If it was water, it would be frozen solid.
Okay.
It's about minus 300 Fahrenheit on Titan. So things behave very differently on Titan than on Earth. Because it's so cold,
You have
methane, which is a
moderator.
gas, is a liquid on
You
Titan.
cannot, what's this called? You cannot drop
But just because
your
methane is
link.
a liquid on Titan's surface doesn't mean it's part of a weather cycle like water on Earth. So how do we know that this methane also falls from Titan's sky?
It's always been very hot here in the Philippines.
Literally.
I was just thinking if,
covered in a thick haze of smoke particles.
yeah, sometimes I do like this, but only in the end of
Despite the haze,
my
the
kilay.
Cassini probe once again revealed
Because I'm
the
just
answer.
doing very
We can see
simple
the upper
kilay.
clouds, and we can
I
see
want to
evidence for
fix it.
rainfall because the clouds drop.
But the thing is ayoko na, I don't like to have a
The
tattoo.
effects of rainfall.
I don't know if you know that.
We
Kahit
think that Titan has methane.
kahit pambili lang
So we
po
think that
ng
sometimes,
bigas at
Titan
gas
has a
po.
lot of rain that is able to carve rivers and leave large fluvial deposits
Ayan.
on the surface.
Cassini's radar imaging also revealed large methane seas on Titan's surface.
Where is the Gupan? That's in Manila. No.
Surface in a lake, for example, that methane can evaporate off and become methane gas in the atmosphere. So you have kind of a cycling of methane between liquid phase and gaseous phase and between the surface and the atmosphere. That's very similar to the water cycle that occurs on the Earth.
But methane is a flammable gas. So why isn't Titan on fire?
For any combustion, you need two things. You need both a fuel, which methane is, but you also need oxygen. And on Titan, you lack the oxygen. So the whole thing is basically a big fuel canister, but there's no oxygen with which to burn it, and so it's all very stable.
So hot. And then I'm using this.
Methane rain.
This was given to me also.
The oxygen in our atmosphere would create a worldwide firestorm. Luckily for us, that can't happen. Titan's methane cycle makes it both alien and familiar to us.
Yan.
To me, Titan is
Everything,
very frightening because
here in the
All
Philippines going
materials are
up.
so different, and yet this process is producing
Even
very
milk,
similar landscapes to what we see on Earth.
inflation.
Titan
Inflation in the
proves that where extreme
Philippines.
weather is concerned, looks can be deceiving. On Jupiter,
The
it's
milk
all about size. Drop the
are
great
so
red
very
spot onto
expensive.
our world, and it makes even our worst hurricanes look like a breeze. This is the biggest and oldest storm in the solar system,
I don't know if you really feel
and Jupiter's most famous
the
feature.
prices are getting up and then salary are
The
not
great red spot.
go increasing
2 or 3 times the size of
here
Earth.
in the Philippines.
Mother of all storms.
But of course, in
We've known about the great
Filipino
red spot in Jupiter's
employees
southern
are
hemisphere for more than 300
so
years.
very poor still. People are doing for survival.
People had seen the great still there.
Familiar areas. Nobody knows how the great red spot formed. But scientists are finally probing below Jupiter's cloud tops to
Still
uncover
was so
more
hot.
about this enormous alien storm. The storm is powerful.
You're sweating, girl. Yes, I'm sweating a lot.
It rises miles above the
We're just
surrounding
using
clouds.
electric fan because electricity is going up as
On
well.
Earth, we have storms that seem similar.
You know, you don't want to pay like 1,000 just for the electricity.
Also known as cyclones or typhoons, depending on where they
Yeah,
fall.
I'm not even finished.
They're our most destructive weather systems. But is there more than just a passing resemblance between Earth's cyclones and Jupiter's red spot?
Where are you from? I'm from Aklan, from the Philippines.
Jupiter's big storms look big and round, cloudy, and they rotate.
What is our humidity today?
In a
Let's take a look.
hurricane, there is
It's
an internal core,
32.0 and no, our temperature pala is 32.0 and 88. Look at that. The humidity is so high, but yesterday it's much more higher because it's 92.
with very, very strong winds and very strong rain.
Hurricanes draw power from heat in our oceans. But Jupiter has no
Okay,
oceans.
so I have
And the
to
sun isn't
find.
close enough to power a storm as big as the Great Red Spot. So where does it get its strength? Part of the answer is Jupiter's size. It's the largest planet in the solar system. Almost as big as all the other planets combined. This mass generates a very strong gravitational pull, which in turn creates interior heat that
Let's
rises
do
to the
this.
surface.
L'Oreal Paris.
Another piece of the puzzle may be
I give
Jupiter's hypersonic
like
rotation.
this to my sister also.
Despite being much larger than Earth, Jupiter's day lasts only 10 hours. In other words, it spins incredibly fast. Could energy from this dizzying spin feed the Great Red Spot?
The weather is really
And where are you
dominated by
from,
its spin.
Iceman?
We're shearing between different latitudes.
Yeah, we're just doing our
Shearing
stuff
plus
today
A lot of heat that comes up from the
because I'm
interior
done
of this very massive
already.
object, 290 times the mass of the
I
Earth.
did
Leads to
cooking.
very
It was
violent
more
storms.
interesting if I was in our
Jupiter's
province
and Earth's
house.
storms spin around in a familiar spiral shape.
But well,
On Earth, it's
sometimes
because of an
it
effect
change.
called the Coriolis force.
I'm sitting at the North Pole, and I want to throw a ball down to a friend who's in Los Angeles. And so if I threw the ball in that direction, the Earth rotates, and the ball will end up in the middle of the Pacific rather than in Los Angeles. So it's like if the trajectory was deflected to its right. And that's what we call the Coriolis force.
This force spins storms clockwise in our southern hemisphere. But there is a stark difference between Earth and Jupiter. The Great Red Spot is in Jupiter's southern hemisphere, and yet it spins counterclockwise. This is because of some other powerful
So
winds.
sweating a lot.
It's bounded by jets which are moving in opposite directions. And so like the cog between two variables, there is few energy and momentum into the system.
So last night, I have a story, guys. Last night, I've been watching this movie and I go live.
But the greatest difference between Jupiter's
And
red spot and our
I
stars may be Earth's
YouTube
solid
or
surface.
something just say about
Once a
it,
hurricane
like
hits
block
land, it comes
or
apart
something,
pretty
because
fast.
it's like operated just 18 to 20 minutes already or more.
Their behavior
And
is very different from where they form over the ocean.
I don't want to have this copyright and claims, so I just stop it.
With no
And
land mass to stop it, the Great Red Spot
just
just
do
keeps on spinning
also
and spinning and spinning.
other live at night.
Scientists hope to learn more about our weather by continuing to study the storm.
On Earth, there's a limit to how far ahead you can predict the weather. On Jupiter, we can forecast where the red spot is going to be months in advance. It's practical value to understand what makes weather on Earth so unpredictable, and aspects of the weather on Jupiter are much more predictable.
Unpredictable or not, Earth's weather
It's
never
better
gets as
to
wild
get
as on
something to
Jupiter.
drink. So let's go.
That's lucky for us, because if we shrink the Great Red Spot
So
down,
perfect for this weather. Very hot. I wish we're gonna have snow.
even our next door neighbor, Venus, they say we're sister planets. Lucky there's
I'm just gonna get this.
otherwise we get seriously burned.
Hello, good afternoon, Manong Falket. How are you? Long time no see. It was so hot here in the island. Cheers!
The temperature is 900 degrees Fahrenheit. The pressure on the surface is the same as half a mile below the Earth's ocean. And if that's not enough, the upper atmosphere of Venus is charged.
What is your name? My name is Niña.
50 miles an hour.
Just the name in my channel. No more change.
You talk about deep sea diving, it's like nothing. There's nothing coming from the Earth. It's just a very, very extreme object.
Oop.
On Venus,
I almost
there's
throw
just no
the
escaping the heat.
milk on the bed sheet.
If you built up a hot spot on Venus, the massive atmosphere would just carry that heat away and spread
So
it
we
around.
have to be in front of
But
the
Venus
electric
shines so
fan.
brightly in the
It's
night
the
sky
summer
because
really
its
hits.
thick clouds reflect almost all the sunlight it receives. In fact,
Thank you.
some early scientists assumed Venus would have moderate Earth-like temperatures.
When we went by Venus in 1962 with a spacecraft, we thought we could find a surface at 90 degrees Fahrenheit,
Still
sort of like Miami, Florida.
We were dead wrong.
32.1
Something else must be at work on Venus.
the temperature.
But what? So why doesn't Venus cool off the same way Earth does?
On the Earth, for example, we have sunlight coming in, hitting the surface of the Earth.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Earth warms up a little bit, but the oxygen and the nitrogen in the atmosphere don't impede the light, so when it gets released out in the infrared, it goes right through the atmosphere and leaves and goes into space.
But on Venus, the atmosphere is
I'm
97%
watching this.
carbon dioxide,
Aliens,
giving a whole new
Alien
meaning to the
swarms.
greenhouse effect.
science fiction.
It's very, very hard for the surface to get its energy out.
So Venus really taught us a lesson.
Most of the
You have a lightning
time,
gas, a greenhouse
I love
gas,
watching
and you pump the atmosphere tremendously.
Action
But why does
movies
Venus have so much more CO2 in its atmosphere
because
than
it's
Earth?
much more
The
entertaining.
two have much in common. They're even called sister planets. They're almost the same size, have roughly the same amount of carbon, and billions of years ago both had lots of water. But eons ago, their paths mysteriously
It's much better to be in the front of this electric
water
fan.
fostered life.
The Earth has most of its carbon in life forms, from the trees and the animals. But if you took all that carbon that's in the near surface rocks and burned it up or released it, you would then create an atmosphere very much like Venus.
Venus's close proximity to the sun made it too hot to sustain liquid water. Instead, its water evaporated into the atmosphere, trapping the heat deposited by the sun and creating a runaway greenhouse effect.
Yes, of course, you have
Water molecules were
permission.
exposed to solar ultraviolet rays that broke the molecules apart.
Really wasn't recognized by the scientific community how important the greenhouse effect was.
Like and
Prior to
subscribe.
Venus and seeing this amazing place where it was 900 degrees Fahrenheit, not 90.
Yeah, I just really missed this.
It took several
Before I was
missions
talking
Venus
to
figure out.
somebody from
Starting in the
United
1960s,
States.
both the United States and the Soviet Union
And
sent unmanned probes
Yes,
past the
she is.
planet
I was
and down to
watching.
its surface.
I think for
It didn't
almost
take long
a
before
month,
Venus crushed and burned.
and we're just always busy
Then in
chit
1981,
chat,
the Soviet
chit-chatting, or what's this
13
called?
set
You
a
know,
record for survival on the surface of
doing
Venus.
like this, talking
2
and
hours and 7 minutes. It was able to take
sharing
pictures and
some
samples of the
personal
surface
lifestyle of.
before being overcome by the heat.
You're sitting there with this 900 degrees Fahrenheit heat all around you.
Heartbreak
It's gonna get in
edits.
there and bake you after a
Hello,
while.
shout out.
Scientists one
Beth,
day
I
hoped to
could
send a
put
probe
you.
to Venus
I
that
can
could
put you
survive its
onto
hellish
a song
environment.
and you'd like it.
To
What
help
kind
us
of song?
confirm our theory of how this planet went astray. Because if circumstances were just a little different, our sister planet might just be our twin.
It was so pretty
Remove our
hot.
atmospheric shield, and you're on the road to hell.
The weather is so
As soon as
hot.
you heat up to something like 400 degrees or
Hot
so,
weather in the
you probably start
Philippines.
getting some
Would
smoldering
you
smoke.
stay here in the
Way before
Philippines?
it's 900 degrees, the Earth would burst into flames because all the oxygen is around.
Once the
But the
oceans
funny
boil
thing
away,
is, if you
the
are
carbon
living
locked
in the other
rocks on the ocean
country
floor
and,
will cook.
for example, they have like snow, then they will say that, oh, I love there in the Philippines. And then Filipinos wants also to live on the other country.
We're a long
You
ways
know,
away
how they
from
wish,
such drastic
they will say that how they wish
summary
that
to
they are
look
living
at
on that
Earth's sister planet,
country.
claiming the sister planet,
Rip,
but on a very different
R&B
track.
and rap, it's an old song.
So
Justin Timberlake, like I Love You, you probably heard it already.
But on this violent, stormy world, time and the elements
R&B
have
and
produced
rap,
some of the strongest
like a rapper.
thunderstorms ever measured.
This is my voices for a rapper songs. Well, I don't hear it yet about R&B.
This
Timberlake.
violent weather system grows bigger than
Well,
the
Timberlake
entire
is just
United
familiar
States,
also.
as it
I
pummels
think
the
I
atmosphere with the
also
most powerful lightning ever seen.
I listened to
Except this
a
lightning
song.
can't be seen. Because these bolts
A
are
song, but a
electrifying the
different
skies
song, not that I love
over
you.
Saturn.
Not that the title
Despite
is
the raw
not I
power
love
of
you. I mean,
Saturn's lightning, scientists have been unable to see it, partly because Saturn's rings are too bright.
The rings are so bright. If you were on the night side of Saturn,
old songs are really more interesting compared to the new songs.
But Saturn also hides its lightning within thick, choking clouds of ammonia.
Yeah, it's just popped in my head. I know all of this is random.
and that complicates seeing the lightning flashes.
And how do you do it?
And scientists know
Are you a
because they
composer?
radio wave
Are
detectors
you
on the
a
Cassini
good
orbiter have recorded the
editor,
sound
maybe?
of Saturn's lightning.
We can use that as you could with an AM radio going down the highway and on Earth.
And this static reveals the power
Well,
of the
I
lightning
have
that we can't
no
see.
clue, but I can rock.
You can measure the energy
Wow.
in those radio
Well, that's
waves
good. You
and
can
compare it
join
with the
to
energy that your
other,
radio picks up
you know,
when
live
there's a
streamer who's doing
thunderstorm around
their
on Earth.
singing
The Saturn ones are big. They are
when they
more
are doing
powerful,
live.
maybe 100 times.
And Earth's
I
lightning
tried it
helps
before,
scientists understand how storms
but I
work.
think it doesn't work for me because I'm not a good singer. I
Within
can
Earth's
sing,
storm clouds, just like in Saturn's,
but not on the
updrafts
stage.
drive moisture higher, causing ice to form. These ice crystals rub against each other, take on a positive charge,
And one thing
become attracted
also
to
that
negatively
old
charged
music
water
has
droplets lower in the cloud.
are the meanings. They have a good meaning
This
compared
sets
to
stage
the
for a
new
potentially
one.
powerful discharge of energy.
Once you get that charge separation that builds up so intensely that some theorize that it can be as strong as 100 million volts, that the cloud then must release that energy.
On Saturn, the same thing happens on a much larger scale. In fact,
Just
the lightning
listen
is
to it
100
when you're
times
not
stronger
doing
than Earth's.
anything. That one song,
That's a staggering
I Love You
10
by
billion volts of electricity.
Timberlake. Okay, I will try that. I will try to
Thunderstorms in
listen
Saturn's
to
southern hemisphere
his song
span thousands of
maybe
miles
later
and can last as long as a
after my
month.
live.
But scientists
Hugotero,
aren't sure
shout
what
out
makes
Hugotero.
Saturn's storms bigger and longer lasting.
Hugotero ng YT.
It could be Saturn's supersaturated atmosphere.
Probably the fact that there's more water in the atmosphere, pound for pound.
Good afternoon,
on
good
Saturn
evening.
is
Douglas
makes the storm
Coleton,
bigger.
shout out.
More water
I
droplets
agree
means
about
more
modern
friction,
music and movies
which
too.
means
The old
bigger
stuff
lightning bolts.
has so much more
But energy
substance.
emerging from the
Yeah.
planet may also
And they
contribute to
are
the power in Saturn's
created with
thunderstorms.
a real story, especially no more on love stories. Well, I'm not a good singer. I don't know everything about the song, but I hear before, or I knew that they are more on something like love stories, and they are true,
Earth's
based
atmosphere
on
isn't
the
built that
true
way.
experience of the writer or whoever it is.
So, as violent as our storms get, they're nothing compared to the systems on Saturn. Even a run-of-the-mill mega
Movies,
thunderstorm on
yes.
Saturn
I love music. I love movies, especially
When
those
the Saturn-sized
actions
thunderstorm on Earth would
movies.
be a thunderstorm that grows to cover all of North America, and presumably it's very strong winds
Actions
and rain.
movies
That
are
is something
more
that's unprecedented
action
on the
movies,
Earth.
and then I love also
Saturn's hyper-violent
for the
thunderstorms are
past
proof
week
our
or
planetary
past
neighbors
days,
have weathered
I
far more
love to
ferocious
watch
challenges.
something like horror movies.
But the laws of physics
Yeah, it's
that
much
create
more
Saturn's
interesting
storms
for
are the
me,
same
huh?
laws
For me
that
only.
create our own
I don't know
weather.
to others, but yeah, it's much
Massive
more
dust
interesting.
storms, unrelenting winds, killer lightning, powerful hurricanes, and searing heat.
Old
As
stuff,
we learn more
old
about
stuff,
extreme
I
weather on
think
other
is
worlds,
much more
we
better
gain insight into how our own unpredictable
when it
planet
comes
works,
in music
and what we'll be facing if
and
and when we
movies
venture on the
international.
planets
I
and
like
brave their
much better
alien storms.
the one that's from other country,
Savor the heart and soul of Taiwan.
that is made by other countries. Same thing in modern art. It looks like a child drawing, and the older art has real aesthetics.
And street food.
Yeah, that's right.
Every bite, a story.
It's much more better to the eyes of
Fridays
the
on the Asian Food
people.
Network.
I
Hi, I'm Nats.
I went to a mall before, a mall here in the province in the Philippines, and
From the modest.
I seen a lot of paintings of people even here in this island.
Can I say that? No, super straight.
They are still great even when it comes to the pictures or something.
Super street.
The old pictures are much more better before they get destroyed,
Embark on a journey beyond sight, sea, and
it
sand.
takes longer time compared to the new
Explore the
one.
untouched beauty of the Philippines.
What's your favorite hair color?
Experience the thrill.
My favorite hair color, brown and blondie.
Hair down.
Brown because it suits my skin.
Tonight on Discovery Asia.
It feels like more natural.
The universe
But this
may
color,
appear random, but in this cosmic
this
chaos,
color is like blondie.
scientists detect order.
Is
There's
it
a
blonde?
giant stream of
Yeah, it's
stars
blondie
surging
because
across
I told the
These stars
lady who colored my hair, this is
from
not natural. This is the natural one. It grows already.
realize that everything affects everything else, including us. How the universe works.
Yeah, my pinaka favorite color was brown or blonde.
Could a small piece of aircraft debris found on a remote desert island finally solve America's greatest aviation mystery?
Okay, wait lang ha. I will give
Earhart's airplane.
moderator for
Why are space
heart
agencies
rate.
like NASA scouring the deepest
So
parts
maybe
of
he
the
has
ocean
something to
for
share with
signs of
us.
extraterrestrial life?
We know more about the surface
I love
of
more
Mars
on
than we know about
on like
deep
color,
And what can explain the
rainbow
hundreds of
color.
mysterious ghost ships washing up
Your
on
hair
shores
looks
Japan?
sort of anime.
Could the North Koreans be sending spies
Really?
to Japan in these boats?
The underwater realm is another dimension.
Well, when I look at it in the
It's
in
a
the mirror,
physically
it looks
hostile
like
place
just fine for
where
me.
dreams of promise
But I want to
can sink
change it again.
into darkness.
Would you ever try an artificial color like red?
To bring you the most
No, I
iconic
don't
and
like
baffling
red.
underwater mysteries known to science.
I was just
The vast majority of our ocean
black
is
color.
unobserved, unmapped, and
Black color
unexplored.
sometimes. I just got bored of black color because all of
That
my life,
swallows evidence
the color of my hair was black
to run, where
until I
unknown
grew
is
up.
normal. And understanding
Not red,
is
just
rare.
dark one. Brown and what else? I think I can try highlights only, but not all my hair is color red. I don't like it.
It's one of history's most perplexing disappearances. In 1937, aviation pioneer Amelia Earhart vanishes over the Pacific Ocean. There are no traces of what happened to her.
Eto
or
si
her
Hugotero.
aircraft.
Meron siyang
This lack of evidence has
pahugot.
opened the door to nearly 100 years of rumor,
Pwede ko
hearsay,
po bang
and
hawakan
wild
kamay mo
conspiracy
kasi
theories.
ng magulang ko,
But now,
hawakan ko daw yung
small
pangarap
piece of
ko.
aircraft debris
Galing naman ni Hugotero ah.
on the beach of a remote
Ang
tropical
pinanghuhugutan.
island finally helps solve this mystery.
Now it's been, I think,
July
20 years or
Amelia
more.
Earhart and
What is
navigator
your
Fred Newman are flying over the Pacific
favorite
Ocean in their twin-engine Lockheed Electra.
genre music?
She was
Sometimes
on her way to becoming the first woman
rock
to circumnavigate the globe.
and pop music.
Earhart is 22,000 miles
Pop
into
songs.
this record-breaking journey. Only one thing stands between her and glory. The vast Pacific Ocean.
Rock
She
because
was doing the hardest
it's
bit.
like it impressed me a lot,
Overwater flight to a tiny island in the
especially
middle
when
of
I
the
see
Pacific
a
called
rapper
Holland
and then he can, or he or she can
But they kind of need to refuel
say
that.
the words or the sentence
Island. Luckily,
fast
Earhart and
with
Newman have
something
helping
like a
hand.
tone like that. I
Anchored
was
off the
impressed
coast of
with
the
that
island is the Itasca,
kind
a
of
U.S. Coast Guard ship
um,
equipped with a radio transmitter to help
with
guide
that
the
genre of music,
But as Earhart closes in,
and also pop songs.
things start to unravel. She was unable to get a bearing on the.
You ever watch any clips of Harima?
There's a problem with their radio
No.
transmissions. Holland Island wasn't there in front of them when they expected it to be.
I will try to search Harry Mack. What about his music?
Calling the Itasca was replying, but Earhart was not hearing their replies.